Yeah. At the time, I was working for a company that built chargers for electric vehicles, and it was primarily in the industrial market. So things like forklifts and ground support equipment at airports and stuff like that. And we had a large design project. We had a small engineering team. It seemed ideal to outsource. And so I contacted a contract engineer. It was a small contract engineering firm, and we worked out the details. It was several $100,000 worth of work over probably a 8 or 9 month period of time. And I had written up a detailed requirements document and provided that. And it started off okay, but then started to derail. They were not coming in with the time and cost estimates. We had a fairly rigid budget. There was a little bit of buffer, but not a lot that we had worked into it. And in the end, it just, the whole thing went south because we were essentially arguing over the details of the requirements and whether they were met or not. And it ultimately, we ended up having to take delivery on what they had done and then spend a fair amount of internal engineering resources to turn it into something we could actually use. And so that experience was one of the catalysts to starting EES. Basically, I thought that it was such a negative experience. There did have to be a better way to do contract engineering. And I thought that maybe I could do that. And so I started EES and then started looking for work to do initially just as a kind of on the side. But then a couple of previous employers that I had worked with both came along with sizable projects at the same time. And it provided enough of a runway that I could quit full-time work and start doing contract work full-time. And it's now been, gosh, almost 13 years, coming up on 13 years since I pulled the plug on non-contract work. And I do think that we have done a much better job of working with our clients and meeting our clients' needs than that original contractor did for us when I was on the other side.